Hey guys, go ahead and say hello in the chat if you are here, if you can hear me, and if you are ready to get started. Tonight we are going to work on the shell stitch. Hey! Hey, hi, hello, hi. Still adjusting my stuff. Hey, Cheryl. I'll make sure everybody is here and everybody is on. I'm going to leave the cute little kitties and puppies off for tonight just so there's nothing interfering with you guys being able to see what I'm doing. I hope that's okay. I did want to touch on one quick thing for everybody. I had posted it in the Discord. I haven't got a chance to post it on the Facebook page yet. I am debating, hi Graham, I am debating on changing my streaming schedule just a little bit to accommodate a couple things. My life has gotten a little bit hectic with family life and business life and stream life and healthy life. I just don't have enough time for everything. So I am debating on changing the stream schedule a little bit to possibly 8 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. And then on Sundays, it would be either at noon if I am not working, or 5 p.m. Eastern time if I do have to work, because I have to volunteer at my retail space 12 hours per month. I'm going to try to get them all in on a Saturday, but if something happens, I need to be there on a Sunday. That would push the time a little bit because they're open noon to 4. So is everybody on board with changing that? Is there a time that would work better than that for everybody? Let me know in the chat. Also, if you are in the Discord, I had posted it there. You can comment there, or I will be putting it on the Facebook page as well. So with that, we're going to go ahead and work on the shell stitch because I do want to touch on 2 variations of that. I'm also hoping if I change and do it a little bit earlier on Sunday that maybe some more people would be able to join. The other thing before we get started too, I did post on Facebook and in Discord that I think I would like to do granny squares, a different granny square each stream for a little while. And then after we have enough to make a blanket, be it a baby blanket or a throw or an adult blanket for your bed, I'll show you how to sew all that together. So let me know if you guys want to do that, or if there's any other stitches or variations of the stitches we've already done that you'd like to work on, because I want to make sure that I'm keeping you guys learning new stuff. And I thought maybe if we did granny squares, you would learn new stitches and be able to put them together for a blanket. So above we have the directions for the first variation of the shell stitch that we're doing. And in the Discord, I have the directions for this and the second variation. So for the second one, the magic ring, I can show you the magic ring. It's a little bit tricky, and I have found that rather than doing a magic ring, I like to just do a single crochet. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I don't entirely trust the magic ring technique because there's not any knots or anything holding it together. So it makes me a little bit uncomfortable that down the road it might come undone. The way I do it is I usually do my slip knot. So things aren't getting started here. We've got a house full of kids again tonight. I chain 1, and then, I'm sorry, I usually chain 2. There we go. And then I go into that first chain with whatever stitch I'm doing. So for a single crochet, it would be the chain 2. And then I just go into that first chain and start my single crochet. If I'm doing double crochet and I'm starting with that slip knot, I will chain 3, and then I will do my double crochet into that first chain and just keep going around that way. Just because I feel like this knot right here gives it a little bit more stability and less chance that anything is going to pull out. And the magic ring, I don't feel like it gives it durability, but I will show you guys how to do that when we work on a granny square, and then you can decide for yourself which way you want to do it. So for the first variation of the shell stitch, which is the same thing we worked on a week or so ago, you're going to chain a multiple of 6, and then when you get that multiple done, you'll add 2 at the end. So I'm going to do my multiples of 6 3 times. So that would be 18. So you're going to do your slip knot first. This up just a touch because it is all up in my way. There we go. So you're going to do your slip knot first, and then you're going to do your multiples of 6. I'm going to do 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I did 18 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so when you get done with your multiples of 6, then you're going to add 2 chains to the end of that. 1 and 2. Okay. So now we're ready to start row 1. When we did this before, I had you guys single crochet across the bottom to give you a more solid base, but I'm not going to worry about that today because we're just practicing the actual stitch itself, so it's not too crucial. The directions for row 1 says to single crochet and second chain from hook. Okay, I worked in a dog hair. Okay. So you have, again, for anybody new, we have the front and then we have the back. When they're talking about in the back bump, this is a bump. This, I call it a bar. So you have 1, 2. We're going to single crochet into the second bar from the hook. So that's our first single crochet. Now it says, now pay attention to the asterisk or the little star right here, because that is where your repeating pattern begins. It says to skip 2. So there's 1, 2, and 5 double crochet in the next. So we're going right here by my thumb, double crochet, wrapping your yarn around your hook, inserting your hook into the bar, wrapping your yarn again and pulling through for 3 loops on your hook, wrap your yarn again and pull through 2, pull through 2. So you're going to do that 5 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should give you 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it says to skip 2, 1, 2, and single crochet in the next chain, which is right here by my thumb. Now it says to repeat from the star to the end. So going back to where the repeat pattern begins, it says to skip 2, 1, 2, and 5 double crochet in the next. Does it help to have the pattern wrote out on the screen for you? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So going back to that repeat pattern, we're skipping 2, 1, 2, and single crocheting into the next. So we've got our shells. Got dog hair all over the place. Skipping 2, 5 double crochet into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's leaving 3 stitches, so we're skipping 2 and single crocheting into the last stitch. So because I did my chain for the 3 multiples of 6, that gave me 3 shells. And then I added the 2, and I have the 2 single crochet at the end. Let me know. I don't know what that little dark spot is in the yarn right there. Let me know when you get to the end of that, and we will go ahead and move on to row 2. When you're reading a pattern where it says RS or WS, it does look like lace. And hi, Zaz! If you're working on something like I am making the hooded cardi for the baby, you do need to know what the right side is and what the wrong side is, so you're adding the sleeves in the correct position. So if you have your stitch markers or your paper clips or safety pins or bobby pins, whatever you're using, take and mark which is the right side. So just take it and go in through a stitch so that your stitch marker stays on the front. And then you'll be able to tell what the right side is and what the wrong side is of your work. You don't have to for this, I'm just showing you in case you ever work on anything that you need to know the right side and the wrong side. Scissors. How you doing? So quiet. Waiting for everybody to get to the end of their row 1. We have 6 current viewers. Graham, you have 1 done, 1 shell done, or 1 row done? Does anybody need me to go back to the beginning of the chain? 1 row. Okay, good. That dark spot bugs me. Why, this is just a practice. Anybody have anything interesting going on? Cheryl's ready to go. Okay, Graham and Cheryl, I think are the only 2 people that are working along with us, so we'll go ahead and move to row 2. So we're going to chain 3. And make sure I don't get my tail here. So chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then turn your work. Now we're working on what would be considered the back. You're going to do 2 double crochet in the first single crochet. So that's right here. Finding all this black dog here. Okay, then you're going to skip 2 double crochets, so it's going to put you right in the center of your shell. You're going to skip 2 double crochet and single crochet into the top of that shell. Skip the next 2 and 5 double crochet into the single crochet from the previous round. Excuse me. 1. Keep hearing my paper clip hitting my table. 2. 3. 4. 5. I'm going to take that paper clip out because it's driving me bonkers. I have a knot coming up in my yarn. Okay. Then you're going to skip 2 double crochet and single crochet into the top of your shell. It's always going to be it should always be the center. Skip the next 2. See? Skip the next 2 and double crochet into the single crochet from the previous round. So the single crochet is in the middle of your shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hang on 1 second, I got a knot. You don't want knots. There we go. Then you're going to skip 2, 1, 2, single crochet into the top of your shell, and then that's putting me at the end of my piece. So with that, I need to 3 double crochet in the last single crochet from the previous row. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully this yarn is a little bit easier to see the shells. I know it's not a ton easier, but it's a lighter yarn. So you have a shell here, and then you have your row 2 for your shell here. And then you have a shell here, and then this is your edge. How is everybody doing with this time? The yarn I'm using tonight is a size 3 weight yarn. It's more of a baby yarn, and it's a more variegated yarn, but I don't know if I'm going to get to a different color or not. Very dirty. I was tired of the bluish green color, so I grabbed something else. Let me know if you need to go back, if you need me to go back to the beginning of the row, and I can do that. We have one more row to do, and then if you guys are comfortable with this variation, we will move on to variation 2. But in order to do that, if you want to read along with the pattern, you're going to need to pull that up in Discord because it is a little bit longer than this variation because it has more steps. Graham says okay, so she's ready. I don't have a picture. The other variation is a staggered shell stitch. So you have your shell, and then the next row is will have V stitches, and then when you go back for your third row, your shells will go into the V stitch. So we'll utilize that V stitch that we worked on before. While I'm waiting for you guys to catch up, I'm going to see if I can find a picture. Keeping an eye out to see where you guys are at. Grandma says okay, she's done, so and Cheryl says okay. Good. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do one more repeat row. So you're going to chain one, and then you're going to turn your work. You're single crocheting in the top of the first double crochet closest to your hook, or what would be the last double crochet from the previous round. Then this starts the repeat section of this row, where you're going to skip 2 double crochet, and that should put you to the single crochet here. And you're going to put 5 double crochet in that stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're skipping 2 double crochet and single crocheting into the next. Skipping 2 and 5 double crochet into the single crochet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2, single crochet. Making sure that single crochet is always falling in the center of your shell from the previous round or row. Then you're skipping 2, 5 double crochet into the single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you get to the end, you're single crocheting into the top of that last double crochet. And that gives you 3 rows of that variation of the shell stitch. And to continue going lengthwise, you would just go back and repeat row 2 and row 3. How is everybody doing with that? Is that making sense more this time than last? Well, there goes my dog. Wouldn't be a Gen stream without a barking dog or a screaming bird or both. See, I don't like the way the bottom looks without doing the single crochet first to give you a more solid start. But it's not important for this because you're just learning the actual stitch itself. How is everybody coming along with your shell stitch? If you are able to, want to, have time to, take a picture of it and put it in the Discord under your progress pics, so I can see that you're picking it up. Cheryl, you're doing better this time than before? Does it make more sense the second time around? I feel like I'm getting congested. I do not want to get the cold that everybody has had. Does anybody need me to go back? Oh, good, Cheryl. Good. And this video will be saved this time because I don't seem to be having any issues with my computer shutting off or my internet causing me trouble. Graham, how are you coming along with your shell stitch? Am I safe to rip this out so we can go ahead and work on variation 2? Or does anybody need me to go back and show you another row? Grandma says she's doing okay. So I am going to go and I'm going to rip my example out. Go ahead and do the same if you want. If you have another skein of yarn nearby, you can use that instead. Or you can, if you can access the other end of the skein that you're using, you can do that too. But I ripped mine out. As I mentioned, the directions for this variation are in the Discord under patterns. So if you are able to and want to pull that up so you can follow along, go ahead and do that now. Unfortunately, the directions are a little bit longer, so there isn't enough room, excuse me, on the screen for me to post them for you to see it. So you would have to pull it up in Discord. Let me know when you guys are ready, and I will go ahead and move on to variation 2. And this is going to be a staggered shell stitch. I'm going to get a picture of that. Also going to take down the directions that we're currently using, but those are in the Discord, so do not panic. You should be able to pull them up with no problem. Is everybody doing okay? Cheryl is ready. Okay, there should be... Graham, I don't want to jump ahead of you if you're not ready yet. So on the right-hand side of your screen should be an updated image of the shell stitch that we're going to work on now. We'll go ahead. Graham, are you ready? She's probably sitting at home cursing me out right now. Jeez, Jennifer, would you slow down? I'm getting there, I'm getting there. Probably yelling at my Grandpa George. This girl's gonna drive me crazy. Or she's gotten up and walked away and isn't paying attention altogether. Right, well, she's not answering, so I am going to assume that that means that she has walked away. I feel like I'm asking for trouble assuming, but it's okay. So go ahead and do your slip knot. And insert your hook, and this time it's going to be in multiples of 8. So I'm going to do my multiples of 8 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 3. So once you complete your chain in multiples of 8, you will add 2 to the end. 1, 2. Okay. Row 1 says to single crochet in the second chain from your hook. So still going into the back, we have 1, 2, single crochet into that chain space. Skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and 9 double crochet into the next. So 1, 2, 3, 9 double crochet here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we are going to skip 3 chains. So we have 1, 2, 3, and single crocheting into the next here. So it's a much larger shell, but that's okay. If you're following along with the pattern in Discord, we just did the repeat section of row 1. So then you'll go back to where the star is and do the next repeat. So we're skipping 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. And we're double crocheting 9 times into the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Skipping the next 3, 1, 2, 3, single crocheting into the 4th, That gives us 2. As you notice, the gaps in this one are going to be bigger as well in this variation. So I wouldn't suggest it for a baby blanket because that leaves some pretty sizable holes for tiny fingers to get caught in. Unless you use a smaller hook, which it might get kind of tight workings if you do that. Then we're going to skip 3, 9 double, excuse me, I have the hiccups, 9 double crochet into the next 1. Oh, we're getting out of focus. Oh, you got, oh, Graham, yeah, that's okay. I forgot about that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that leaves me with 3 stitches, right? 4 stitches, I'm sorry. Still stuck on the previous pattern. 4 stitches remaining. And this is where you're going to single crochet into the last chain, which would be the 4th, because you're skipping 3 and single crocheting into the 4th, which is the last one. And that completes the first row, for me, of this variation of the shell stitch. Cheryl, I think you're the only one still working along with me. So let me know when you've reached the end of row 1, or if you need me to repeat that for you or go back, I will. And then we'll move on to row 2. Graham is just watching. There's nothing to watch right this second. Unless you like to watch my pretty yellow yarn. You only have 2 at the end. Is it possible that you miscounted? Let me see if I can add. I'm trying to think if there's a way that I can add in a picture of the directions. So just bear with me for 1 second while I figure this out. I like this version just because it uses the V-stitch. Okay, so you should have rows 1 and 2 up on the screen currently. I hope. Maybe not when I close stuff out. There we go. Is everybody okay with the video and the audio? Because I also have a live broadcast up on Facebook, and I noticed that it keeps saying that the broadcast has paused. And I want to find out, okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't the entire stream, and maybe it was just broadcasting to Facebook that's being difficult. Which I'm not 100% sold on continuing to do that. I don't think it has changed anything. I think everybody who watches typically gets on through Twitch, so they might just remove the option altogether. I'm gonna go ahead and Cheryl, how are you? How far are you? Did you go back and correct, or are you just watching at this point? Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to row 2 then. The directions now are at the top of the screen, so hopefully that'll help. Okay, so row 2, we are chaining 3. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay, chain 3 and turn the work. Gotta get all these. I've got so many screens up. Okay. Then you're going to double crochet in the same space. So that would be here. This starts the beginning of the repeat of this row. So you chain 1. Then it says to single crochet in the 4th here. Fifth and 6th double crochet from the previous round, which would be the center, which would be the center of our shell, leaving 3 double crochet on the side. Chain 1, and then V-stitch into the single crochet from the previous row. Now again, the V-stitches can be 2 double crochet or 2 double crochet, a chain 1, and 2 double crochet, which is what I'm going to do, because if you look in row 3, you're going to do 9 double crochet into that V-stitch, so having that chain 1 in the middle allows you a little bit more room for those 9 double crochet. Then you're going to go back to the star if you're following the pattern. This is repeating this row, so chain 1, single crochet in the 4th, 5th, and 6th double crochet from the previous round, which is the center of your shell. Chain 1, be sure that you have your 3 double crochet here, and V-stitch into the single crochet from the previous round. chain 1, now it says in the pattern it says until right before the last shell. So we chained 1. Again, it says 1 single crochet in the 4th, 5th, and 6th double crochet, chain 1, and then a single crochet in the last stitch. That seems kind of silly to me, but that's what it says. So that's how that comes out for that row. So now now it says to chain 3 and turn. And now we're moving on to row 3. This is 4 double crochet in the same space. So we're going right here at the base of the chain with 4 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet, and a second single crochet from the previous round. So we did 3 single crochets before, so it was the 4th, 5th, and 6th stitch. You want to go into the center with a single crochet. Now it's telling you to put 9 double crochet into that V stitch here. So you're going in the center in between your 2 double crochet, right in the middle, with 9 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna move this up so you guys can see where we are. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That gives us another shell. So see how it's staggering them a little bit? You have a shell here, and then you have a shell here. You have half of one here. Just want to double check and make sure that I don't have a typo. Row 3, chain 1, turn, 2 double crochet, okay, I'm starting to think we are on, there's the V-stitch row, which is row 2. Chain 1, 1 single crochet, double crochet, chain 1. Okay, I did goof. It's supposed to be 2 double crochet in the last stitch, so I will have to correct that. When I typed it out, I left a typo. I thought it looked like it was pulling it a little tight, but so when you finish your 4th, 5th, and 6th single crochet for row 2, it says to chain 1 and 2 double crochet in the last stitch. That makes much more sense. And I will be sure to correct that in the Discord. My apologies. and then it doesn't pull it as tight, and it gives you the nice edge. Okay, so back to the beginning of row 3, it says to chain 3 and turn, 4 double crochet in the same space here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure if you can print from the Discord or not. I mean, it pulls up the picture, so you should be able to. But Cheryl, if you need me to send you, if you need me to email you or message you somehow, text you, whatever the directions, I can. Just let me know. I'll be happy to do that for you. So we did our 4 double crochet in the same space. Now we're single crocheting in the second single crochet from the previous round. 9 double crochet in the V-stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cheryl, if you want to post in the Discord, you can private message me your email address. Or if you're on the Facebook page and you want to message me that way, your email address, I will send you the directions so you can print them out. Because I'm going to have to fix my mistake on row 2 where I left a typo. So that's our 9 double crochet in the V-stitch. We're single crocheting in the second single crochet. 9 double crochet into the V-stitch. Oh, we're into blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You don't like yellow? I'm sorry. Now you're going to single crochet into the second single crochet from the previous round. Now it says to do 5 double crochet in the top of the previous row's chain 3, which is right here. I'm going to go in here into the gap instead of going into the actual chain itself because I'm doing so many and it's going to be tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that puts us at the end of row 3. So you can see how they're staggering and going into the V-stitch. Trying to show you. So it should, other than the dirty spots in the yarn, it should look like the picture over here to the right. So now we are going on to row 4. Oh, Are we though? Okay. So we're going to chain 1, and turn, and single crochet into the first 2 stitches. Chain 1, we're going to do the V stitch here, so that's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Pull this out because we're getting awfully close. One single crochet in the 4th, 5th, and 6th double crochet from the previous round. There's 4th, 5th, and 6th. Chain 1, your V stitch into the single crochet from the previous round. So 1 double crochet, chain 1, double crochet all into the same stitch. Chain 1, 1 single crochet into the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Chain 1, V stitch, chain 1, and 1 single crochet into each of the last 2 stitches. And that completes row 4. So you can see there's a nice straight edge on both sides. The bottom is a little bit curved, but that would be the corner of whatever you're working on. This yarn was really dirty for some reason. So next is row 5. And if we're looking at, I'm lagging. I'm guessing my kids are upstairs on the computer. If you're looking at the pattern, row 5 is what you're going to repeat. Row 5, 6, 7, and 8 to get the length of your pattern. So we'll go ahead and do row 5, and then that should get you pretty well where you need to be if you're watching the video later. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. Then you're going to single crochet in the same space, 9 double crochet in the V stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, single crochet into the second or center single crochet from the previous round. 9 double crochet into the V-stitch, 1, 2, oop, we're in a purple, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, single crochet into the second or center single crochet from the previous round. 9 more double crochet into the V-stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, single crochet in the last stitch here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going into the very last one with a single crochet. And that completes row 5. But look how cool that looks with the variegated yarn. We got some multicolored shells going on here. So then after you complete row 5, row 6 says to repeat row 2, which just so happens to be where I have the typo. Because row 2 should be double crochet in the same space, chain 1, 1 single crochet in the 4th, 5th, and 6th double crochet of the previous round, chain 1, V-stitch and single crochet from previous row until you get to the last shell. Then it's a chain 1, 1 single crochet in 4th, 5th, and 6th double crochet, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet in the last stitch. So I'm going to correct that, but that is what, it'll just be the repeat giving you these staggered shells, which I think are really, really pretty and would make a beautiful throw for on the back of the couch. What do you guys think of that? Which one do you like better, the first shell stitch or the second shell stitch? Which variation do you like better? We're at about 16 minutes after 8, so we're going to get ready to wrap up. I like the second version just because I like the variation in stitches, and I feel like the shells are easier to see this way. They're not nestled in together, but that's just my opinion. And I think with a yarn that the variations in it are a little closer together, I think. Grammy can't decide. Graham, I got my van back to Dakota's gonna come over and get the front end finished so that I can have wheels again, and then I can come over and crochet. Okay, so I need to let you guys know Sunday my goal and my hope is to stream at noon my time, so 12 p.m. Eastern time this coming Sunday. You can do it, Cheryl. If you decide it's one that you want to do, if you want to message me because you are a subscriber. If you want to message me in the Discord, I'll be happy to set up a one-on-one time to work on any of these stitches that you're struggling with, or anything specific that you want to work on. Just let me know. I'll be happy to do that with you. And you can always go back and watch the video, and the directions are posted in the Discord, and I will email them to you. But yeah, I'm gonna try to stream at 12 o'clock noon Eastern time on Sunday. I'm just waiting to find out what time my daughter's soccer game is because it's in Meadville, and I don't want to run into conflict with travel. So I think we'll start with some granny squares on Sunday to work on a blanket now that it's getting cold and people are going to want blankets. And you guys can let me know if you want to do a throw blanket, a baby blanket, an adult size blanket, whichever you prefer. But try to have a few different colors of yarn available, so each day, each granny square will be a different color. So they're not all the same color. If you guys have any other ideas, let me know in the Discord. Other than that, I think we're good for the evening. And check in with Discord, Facebook, and Twitch to see if there's any changes for Sunday stream, but as of now, it will be at noon on Sunday. So thanks so much, guys, for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your week and a great weekend. And I will see you soon. Bye.